As per our oath, the first rule is do no harm. Okay, if you cannot do any good for the patient, your least responsibility as a doctor is to do no harm.
As a doctor, what is a success metric for you?
My patient's feedback? I came from a small village in Pakistan. My family, my parents lived in another city, but I was accompanying my grandmother in the village. And I didn't start school until the 5th grade.
Who is Dr. Maria beyond Dr. Maria? In a world chasing success, we chose to slow down, listen, and re-engineer from within. After 2 documentaries and 40 plus powerful stories that moved hearts worldwide, this is the Re-Engineered Club. Your body whispers before it screams, but most of us are too busy to listen. Welcome to the Re-Engineered Podcast, and myself, Madhusmita Nayak, your host. And today's guest is someone who has gone beyond the reports, beyond the prescriptions and the medical system, as she completely understands the human being behind the illness. Please join me in welcoming the incredible Dr. Maria Aves to our show. Welcome, Dr. Maria. It's a pleasure having you.
Thanks a lot for having me here today. It is a big opportunity for me to talk more about what we usually talk in our clinics.
Yes, and it's so important. We talk about health every now and then, and it's the first priority these days. Most often spoken, but most underrated. So before we deep dive into health, healthcare, medical reports, in simple terms, what is health?
I always put in those words that body and mind are not two separate entities. So well-being of our body physically and well-being of our mind emotionally, that comprises the health.
And as you said, body, mind, and soul maybe. So there's 3 components.
When we talk medically, when we talk about mind means emotional, social, well-being. So that basically is involving the soul in itself.
Beautiful. And these 3 components, considering all 3 components holistically, what is the most untold health crisis going these days, which is very less spoken, but more rated in social media?
What we see in everyday practice nowadays is that everybody is in the survival mode for longer period of time, and we have normalized it over the times. Everybody is so overburdened, so stressed, that they have left far behind the things which were very important. Your daily routines, your stress levels, your sleep, your social connections. All these things are left behind and nobody is talking about them. And what's happening? All these things, we rushing through everything, we being in the survival mode for a longer period of times, what it is doing to us, it is keeping us in a constant state of stress. And that is something we have normalized. That is what the new generation is calling powering through. So powering through is good if done for the shorter spans of time, but if we are doing it endlessly, it takes a toll in our body and our mind, and of course on our soul as well.
And it shows up, right? And
definitely.
What you mentioned, very beautiful phrase. So what is that called? Powering through.
Powering through.
So this has become the new normal.
Yes.
And which was in earlier years, this was something which was conditional and coming through in certain span of time.
Actually, all generations had their own battles. All generations had their own stresses. But the thing is, they had at the same time more movement, more social connections, more meaningful relationships, less screen time, less dependence on the screens, and more real life experiences that in one way or the other was compensating for the stresses they had. Yeah. Sadly, our generation is drowning in that stress unknowingly. And that's the crisis I face every day in and out.
And is this the root cause is they are not willing to expose it or share it, or it is because awareness is all there and people are more aware with the data statistics, and we keep monitoring and reporting everything through our Apple phone, watches and everything, be it in any kind of metrics, sleep, steps, how many kilograms of food we eat. but still we are failing in having a very normal life.
I agree with that. Actually, measuring and being vigilant doesn't mean it's being meaningful as well. So, numbers are not understanding our health. So, numbers are just the data they are giving us, but what we deduct out of it, what conclusion we make out of it, that is something that is important. And what action we take on the basis of that conclusion, that is very, very important. And I would like to answer your first part of the question that you said that why we are not doing anything about it.
Yes.
Because we are failing to recognize it as a problem. So we don't recognize that this is a problem, this is something I need to fix it. Rather, people who are struggling at work, who are putting more effort than they are supposed to do at work, are praised for that, are praised for burnout. So when a generation is being praised for burnout, that generation would think that that is success. And that success is taking a toll eventually on our health. So that's the cycle.
This is so relatable. I can completely relate it, right? So if you work more, you are given an extra mile award.
Exactly.
If you go beyond your office hours, that is highlighted in
That
the
is
management.
praised.
Yes. And in return, it is taking a toll on your health, on your mind, on everything, and also taking time from our family time.
Definitely.
Right?
And the family time is not just the family time. I would like to quote Harvard did a recent study about on those people who were having longer and happy and healthier lives. So out of everything they did, one thing they found was similar in all those people was they had more meaningful relationships. So at the end of the day, having meaningful relationship was the only parameter that was different from that group and a group which was doing all the healthy habits, all the other things they were doing, but they were still not mentally and physically more healthier and active and didn't have longer lives.
So this is one of the more priority aspect, meaningful relationship.
Definitely.
And how we define meaningful.
Meaningful relationship is a relationship with a person. Let it be your friend, let it be your work buddies, let it be your family, your spouse, your kids, your parents. Any relationship which nourishes our soul, any relationship where we can be our true self, any relationship which offers us the support when we need it, and any relationship when we're talking to them, we feel like we can say and do anything and we will not be judged for that. So when it comes to relationship, I think now, sadly, because of all the reasons, as a human, our attention span has reduced a lot. So we want things very quickly. We want things done in days. And if you will look at your friend circle, you will find, that friend from the college days or that friend from earlier years, whenever you are with them, you are a different person. You are a person when you used to be at that time. That side, maybe you are too afraid to show people now that what you are coming from. So some people who, of course, time is a very important matter. We cannot love at first sight, maybe, in the movies is a good idea. But in real life, I think once you have understanding with somebody, once somebody actually knows what you are made of, then it becomes very easy to open up to them. And any meaningful relationship would be one where the other person respects you and celebrates you more than you celebrate yourself. So if you find somebody like that, those are your people. Those are the people you have to fight for, and those are the people you have to stick to.
And be sustainable in that relationship, and especially who is not judging, because
Definitely.
everyone is judging us.
That's exactly why I started with the respect part, because if somebody respects you and understands you as a person, they will not judge.
Yeah.
Even if we are human beings, human is to error. So we do a lot of mistakes. But if a person who actually respects you and you have a meaningful relation with, he will be more interested in finding out what were the circumstances that pushed you to that point, because he knows you are not that person.
And also accepting the way you are. It's, that is very important, right?
Definitely.
And in your medical career, like when patients come to you, have you ever seen that this sickness or illness, when you diagnose, you also interrelate those aspects? Like one is physical parameters, and also another is emotional parameters or other soft skills which you might not be seeing that in reports, but you can easily interrelate?
That would be my favorite question for the day. Actually, my practice maybe it differ from other people a bit, but we start with the softer skills.
Okay.
The first meeting is usually not about the medical things, not about the details.
diagnosis.
Yeah. So definitely patient comes and they tell me some symptoms. And most patients nowadays, because they know everybody is very occupied, everybody is busy, and doctors have a lot of patients. But at the same time, and every patient will be apologetically saying, okay, I will tell you the short story. I will say, no, tell me the long story. Tell me what happened. Tell me from the beginning. So once they start telling your symptoms, and we as humans, we have a natural way to correlate things. So they will say, okay, my father passed away, and after that, I'm having neck pain, I'm having back pain, I'm having migraines. So then you go more deeper into that. Okay, when your father passed away, was there somebody to support you? Was somebody taking care of you at that time? Did you have more responsibilities at that time? I would like to quote, recently I had one patient who started having rashes all over the body.
All of a sudden.
And then when we started talking and we discussed and we saw how many years you are having, we found out it started right after his father passed away. And all the business was on his shoulders and he didn't know how to run it. He was very stressed. He was not able to sleep. And then this rashes happened. And then when I told him, the rashes can happen because of the stress. And he was really surprised. He said, I'm doing all kind of lab tests with 3 other doctors. Nobody has ever told me that this can be the reason behind it. And I told him, yes, of course, as a doctor, we have to look for deeper causes. We have to make sure there is nothing dangerous behind a symptom. But as per the knowledge, as per the medical science, we know that stress triggers a lot of things. So that is something you will not be able to know, you will not know if you don't talk to your patient, if you don't show interest, because as a human, they will not open up to you if they feel like you are rushed or you don't care. So only when you show care, only when you show empathy, only then they will open up, and only then you can reach the right diagnosis for a patient.
And this is such a human side of your profession, right? As you said, not short story, quote the long story.
Definitely.
Because you want to know the journey.
Yeah.
And this is so special because I think many doctors I have visited in my lifetime, like till date, but there are certain who make impression. There are certain who actually are transactional and they just ask you 1, 2, 3, 4 questions like a questionnaire, medicines, and you're out. So does medical system also train each of them in a specific way, or actually medical systems these days are supporting to move patient care from being transactional to relationship mode?
Okay, so there are a few things we are taught when we are training to become a doctor, and few things which are given. So no matter what the healthcare becomes, care would always be the foundational part of being a doctor. And that's something that we practice, and that's something that we are taught from the day one. As per our oath, the first rule is do no harm.
Okay.
So
no harm.
Do no harm. Okay, if you cannot do any good for the patient, your least responsibility as a doctor is to do no harm. So when you take this in your heart and you take it in your mind all the time, you are more careful that I should not do anything health-wise as well, and as a person to person as well, because patients are already vulnerable. Patients are already stressed, already not knowing what's happening with them. And a lot of patients come into my office, and after the introduction, I say few things and they start crying. And 2 days earlier, I was even asking my nurse that why everybody cries in my office. And then she said, because you talk to them. So that's my thing, that patient is already, we as human are very vulnerable when we are facing the health problems, and especially for those people who are not understanding at that point that what's happening. At that time, as a doctor, your role of diagnosing, your role of symptom control comes later. But your role as a human to show that I'm there for you. I will support you no matter what it is. That is the main thing. And that's something that we practice over time again. However, we know that now the world is changing very fast. And just like any other industry, now healthcare system also comes as a part of financial industry, rather in big places like metropolitan cities like Dubai. It's a big industry. But at the end of the day, we have to draw lines. We have to see that our first priority is always the patient. It should never be transactional. It should never be about the lab test. It should never be about the money. If you are treating the person right, if you are doing everything that is needed for that patient, financial thing is bound to come.
Absolutely, because they will revisit.
They will revisit. So financial aspect, again, the thing is that I always tell, even to my kids as well, that money is the worst master and the best slave. So if you are keeping money as your motivational power, if you are keeping money as your motivational point, you will keep running endlessly throughout your life.
Yes.
But if you will use it as a slave that will do things for you when needed, but that is not your motivation. That is not your thing that is driving you through life.
Purpose.
That is not your purpose. If that's how it is, then you will have a successful and meaningful life as well. In the same way, in healthcare, if your purpose is to help your patients, if your purpose is to
Care.
comfort that person who is sitting in front of you rather than making money, that kind of money, this kind of money, then that is the given. You will reach there. But what route you choose, that is the most important part. You will make that money. If your patient comes, you write the lab tests, you give the medications, you will still make the money. But the sustainable money you will make if your goal is different. So I think that translates very well when it comes to healthcare.
And it is so correlated. As you said, you give them care, they will definitely come to you. You give them support, you hear them out. And as you said, at the panic of, when you are in such a distress mode and you come and then the doctor guide you and give you suggestion and console. I think half of the cure is done at that visit itself.
Exactly. Few days ago, I had a patient in my clinic and the parents visited a gynecologist and she ran few tests, and the daughter, who was 14 years old, she was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. Now the parents were very confused, because the gynecologist told them that this is something that has to be taken care for the rest of the life. They were very confused, and then this doctor sent the patient to me so I can explain more. When they came to me, they were so sad. The girl herself was so worried, as if God forbid, a diagnosis of a life-threatening disease was given to them. So I sat them down. I said, "What's happening here?" But then the doctor said that this is your diagnosis. We don't understand that. She explained to us, but I don't know what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what she should eat. Can she do this? Can she go for exercise? Can she go for swimming?
Lead a normal life. Can she lead a normal life?
Because
normal life,
it is a 14 years old we are talking about. And in front of the parent, the whole life is there. Maybe at some point, can she get pregnant? Maybe can she become an aeronautical engineer or a pilot? Whatever she wants to do. So then I sat them down. It was like 5 minutes before I finished my clinic, but I decided, okay, khalas, we have to take care of that.
And to be there.
So I sat them down. For 40 minutes, I was just teaching them what it means to have hypothyroidism. So first, I draw the anatomy. Then I explain to them what actually is happening in her body, how it is the easiest thing to treat, and it will have no implication on her life. So what I feel in my practice is, when a patient is taught about their condition, when the patient actually understands what's happening in their body, it's very easy to tell the patient you have diabetes. But explaining that what diabetes is and how it is harming your body and what will happen if we will not control it. Patient feels like that they are in control of their health. Patient feels like that they are the master of their health. If the patient is not taking medicine, at his mind, at some level, it's going on that today I didn't take, my sugar is going to spike and it's going to harm my kidneys, it's going to harm my brain. When you have that kind of knowledge, then you are not taking a medication because your doctor told you. You're taking a medication because you feel I am in control. If I will do the right thing today, my body will be just like I tell to everybody. If you will take the medication, for example, for chronic diseases, your body is just like as if you never had this disease. So longer you will keep it under control, your body will be just like another person who doesn't have this diagnosis. So at that time, the patients are more motivated to take control of their life. So it should not be because you are told to, but because you understand and you decide to.
And
So
you are making them part of the journey.
this is the must. This
Yeah,
is the must.
and it is absolutely clear that doctors like you go beyond your job role and go extra mile to make the patient experience so wonderful. So how management in healthcare system actually supports this?
Actually, it's a very good question. I would start with the thing that patients are very smart. I'm so happy now that it makes my job very, very easy. So patients are very smart. Patient can sense what is this doctor's intention. Does this doctor care or no? Why I'm coming to this doctor just for my refill of medication or because every time I come to this doctor, I feel better about myself. So, and this thing patients will show because in the healthcare system, especially I work in a private healthcare, so we always have a patient.
NPS score?
Yeah. This is
Rating.
also there. And we also have this patient reference committee or patient care committee. They will always go to the patients to take the feedback. And I think patients are very honest and they will not talk from that what information I gave them about their healthcare condition. They will talk about what I made them feel at the end of the day. Did they felt like that they are taken care of? And that thing, when they tell to different people who approach them that were you taken care of, because that is the feedback taken from every patient before they leave. And that resonates very well with the management. And at the end of the day, they value and they care those kind of doctors for whom the patient is the priority.
Absolutely. And also giving such an ecosystem for the doctors itself to heal.
Yeah.
Heal and come out so that your services and then the cycle continues as is.
Yes, I think that takes a person in the management and of course few people in from the doctor's side who are ready to take the initiative, who understand how vital it is for everything. So if you have, and we are lucky to have that kind of team at our workplace, but if you have those kind of people around you, they will not only take care of their own health, mental well-being, but they will take care of the well-being of their colleagues as well.
Absolutely. And on that note, I'd like you to talk to all the doctors who are listening to us today. Any message from your side?
So I just want to say that you don't have that much time that you think you have. Time to pause, time to change your habits, time for the physical activity, time for the things you missed, time to reconnect with your family. You need to take that time today. You need to take that break today. You are planning for a long time. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of your patients in a better way.
Brilliant. And how do you trade off the time slot that you're having for each patient for going this extra mile and also sticking to the volumes that you have to address every day?
Yeah, so you have to be smart about it. Few patients who are my known patients who are coming to me time and again, of course, every single time we don't need a lot of time because we already know the
history, background.
We already know what we are doing, where we are standing. We more talk about the new challenges. We more talk about, okay, how things are going. Is there anything other than that, what we are already doing that we can fine tune, other things we can add? How are you complying with the lifestyle? But when a new patient comes, so even my nurse knows it very well that this is a patient first visit, Dr. Maria is going to take her time. So we have to stratify on that given day which patient needs more time from me. So
Okay.
that's how we need to
Manage your time and calendar.
Manage the time and give it to those who are in need for more at that particular day.
Okay, so means new patients, more time to understand, and recurring ones, you already know the history.
Yeah, because we already, and there is something that my patients always tell me. I remember each and every of my patient.
Oh, wow.
So once one patient came to me after 1 year. Actually, he didn't come himself. He brought his mother. And he didn't introduce to me, because if he is coming, I can see that he visited me. So it was his mother. And I was talking to the mother, and I looked at him and I said, "How's your back now?" And he was surprised. It's fine. Okay, did you do the surgery or no? He was like, "Doctor,
You remember?
how you remember? I came to you 1 year
Yeah,
ago."
yeah.
And I said, "I remember all the details, like your wife lives in India, your son is 6 years old, he will be
Wow.
7 now."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I just didn't introduce myself when I came because I felt like you will not be remembering me." But at the end, he was pleasantly surprised. So what I'm trying to say is the patients who have visited me time and again, we usually remember all the details. So we can, do with the new things, deal with the new things in a shorter span of time, in comparison to the new patients where we are starting a new journey. So definitely we have to take it from the top. Definitely we need more time. And usually once a new patient comes, we have 2 or 3 follow-ups a bit more quickly, rather
manage
than
that,
to,
yeah,
to
yeah,
manage
manage
also
time.
to look at the lab results.
So it's a time, effort, and strategically you place your calendar.
We have to prioritize
Yes,
few over
yeah,
the other on that given day. What I believe in is that here at this point, natural remedies or other alternative medicine
Medicines.
and modern medicine, they are not in competition with each other. They should be in collaboration with each other.
Complement each other.
Yeah, they are complementary to each other. It varies from patient to patient. In my practice, I don't see them as my opposites. I don't see them as a competition. I see them as somebody who is collaborating with me to get the outcome, which is well-being of my patient.
And saying all that, NPS codes, your patient care evaluation and all that, as a doctor, what is a success metric for you?
My patient's feedback.
And their smile, because the way you are
Yeah,
explaining this
yeah.
example, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And capturing those moments is so beautiful and
Yeah,
incredible, right?
Definitely.
So for you, if I say, what is that one metric? Because I'm from background from strategy, I like metrics. So what is one success factor for you?
That my patient is satisfied the way he's dealt with. That
Okay.
is the only thing that matters to me.
And that you measure through?
Measure through their responses. A lot of my patients are very kind to leave reviews on Google for me. So definitely that also gives us, because whenever I see a Google review and it is a positive review, my take home from that review is that I was successful in putting that across what is in my mind. So if the patient felt the doctor cared, if the patient felt the doctor went beyond what was expected, it means because a lot of things, we have a lot of emotions, we have a lot of things in our mind, but we cannot successfully put it through to the other person. But when a patient feels this positiveness, when if patient feels this positivity, it means that you were successful in showing them what you actually mean. And I think that is most meaningful for me in that way.
As a biggest achievement.
Definitely. Any given day.
Good. It's it's quite emotional, and that is what doctors' IQ, UQ plays a big role.
Yeah, definitely.
And insurance. Now let's talk about insurance, which also plays a very big factor in medical system. We as common people, we feel that if your insurance is good, we have been given a lot of test, and we have that perception like, is it unnecessary because we have insurance, or actually this is required for a particular diagnosis?
Actually, it is something where one size doesn't fit all. Few health conditions, few symptoms are like that, which need a deeper evaluation, which need a lot of lab investigations, but not for every single thing. At any given day, a good history, clinical examination would always come prior to the lab investigations. So at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that how much investigations you are doing. At the end of the day, it means is which investigations you are doing, the ones which were relevant to that patient. As a doctor, the first priority is patient's health. So if for that I need to do further some investigations, I will do. If it is, for me, a lot of people come with the cough, cold, flu, mild respiratory infections. And sometimes patient from himself will say, "Doctor, can you do a chest x-ray for me?" And I always say, I will never do a chest x-ray if I don't feel a need for that.
Yeah.
If I'm listening to your chest and I don't find any finding, why would I expose you to the radiation? I don't care what added information. And this is a very important point as well.
So it is patient-driven also. It's not only doctor-driven.
Especially in a set of health setups like in Dubai, a lot of time patients come and they want to check a lot of things that we usually don't check. And when you ask them deeper, so they kind of chat GPT'd what investigations can be done and what investigation will tell them
To
what.
overrule
a certain thing, because as we already talked that we are very focused with the numbers, we are very focused with the measurements nowadays.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to know all their numbers. And if those numbers are fine, we tick that box, okay, I took care of my health. That's not how it works, because health is beyond the numbers. Health is beyond that. Health is in daily routine. Health is in a lot of other things that we are not measuring.
Yes.
So given that, a lot of patients will also say, "Doctor, I have a good insurance. Do this for me." So for example, there are a lot of, for body inflammation, for example, there are like 20 tests which we can do to see the inflammation in the body. So patient will come and give me the list of all those, and I will say, I can do one test, we call it ESR. I can do this test and I can find out if there is inflammation or not. Yes, if it will come high, I will go for all those tests to further evaluate what is the reason behind it. But to begin with, just for the surveillance, this is not justified.
And how you call such patients who already behave as doctors? Like pseudo doctors rather, because
I have a different take on that.
No.
When some patient will come and they reluctantly tell me, actually, I Googled it or I chat GPT'd it. So first thing I tell them is, thank you. You made my job very easy. Because when you Google your health condition or your symptoms, and when you chat GPT your health condition, you're showing two things to me. One, that you care enough. You care enough to understand. You care enough to pay more attention to what's going on. You're not dismissing your symptoms. This is, as a doctor, very, very important. This is the first thing that I want from my patient, to be committed to their health. So when they are doing this thing, this shows that they are committed.
And they're serious about their health.
They are serious about it. Second, when you have already chat GPT'd or Googled, even though you don't understand whatever they are saying there, but still you have some background about it. You still know some information. So when I am giving the similar information,
they can relate,
and they can easily understand it as well. However, I have a problem with the thing that if you read something on the Google and ChatGPT and you believe it 100%, because those tools are there to help us, to give us a generic information. Even if I see 10 patients in my clinic who have the same health condition, all 10 of them have diabetes, but every person is different. The management plan for each and every person would be tailored to that person's need. So again, one plan with, if
One
I
size cannot fit all.
cannot fit
Yeah.
all. And if I cannot do for the 10 patients, how a generic information
Will help.
from ChatGPT can cure you. So it's a good thing to have a baseline information from those sources, but definitely before 100% believing it, you need to have a discussion with the doctor as well.
And you tackle them differently because they already have a pre-notion,
Yeah,
right?
so they need a lot, they know, so we don't have to go from the basic that what it is. We don't have to tell them all those things. Usually the best tool for those patients I use is when they come and they say, okay, we read about it, we already know about it. So I start with, okay, tell me what you know about it. Because knowing where they stand, and then we can build on top of that. That is the best way for a good communication to understand the health better.
Yeah. And I like the way that you said that you acknowledge them for the effort that they have done.
Yes.
Yeah. So rather than countering them or saying that, because I've seen certain doctors, like, in my experience, they say that no, Google is not a doctor.
Yeah,
And
but
they
again,
completely overrule whatever you say them. And
no, but again, it is the information. It is the legit information, but maybe it's not the fitting information for you.
may not be accurate, as you said.
But
it
as
is,
a background knowledge, I would love if my
Yeah.
patients do it before coming to me.
Yeah. And as you said, absolutely, it's a doctor discretion to judge and
Definitely.
to prescribe what is fit for you.
Yeah.
We are not doctor, or Google is not a doctor, and not ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And coming to modern science, modern medical treatment, and other so many natural remedies coming up along with healing, like Reiki and whatnot. Do you think this all medical hacks actually is catering to root cause of the problem, or because usually people perceive modern science as a easy treatment but other natural sciences as a root cause addressal? Is it correct, or your insights on this?
Actually, what I believe in is that here at this point, natural remedies or other alternative medicine
Medicines.
and modern medicine, they are not in competition with each other. They should be in collaboration with each other.
Complement each other.
Yeah, they are complementary to each other. Of course, depending on we have a lot of patients who get benefit from these kind of alternative medications. And we have many patients who need modern medicine as well. And sometimes we combine both as well. So it varies from patient to patient. In my practice, I don't see them as my opposites. I don't see them as a competition. I see them as somebody who is collaborating with me to get the outcome, which is well-being of my patient. So no matter what you are doing, as long as it's helping you, I have no problem with that. But we tell them, if your sugar is very well controlled, very badly controlled, your HbA1c is 10, and you are believing that taking this supplement once daily is gonna help you. So this is my job as a doctor, that here we need to combine the both. Here we need to continue with your whatever you are doing with your natural medicine, but we need the help from modern medicine as well. So it varies from patient to patient. I am very conservative when it comes to the management. I am not a doctor who rushes to the tablets and pills and injections for my patients.
You're very conservative.
I'm very conservative. We do the tests, we get some diagnoses, we discuss them. I tell them all the options, and then I tell them, I'm giving you 3 months. I'm giving you 3 months to establish a new baseline for you. I'm giving you 3 months to fix the things you can fix without the medication. Meet me after that. We will see where we stand now, and then we will make a revised plan. Because there are a lot of things you are telling me which we can fix.
Control and fix through
Fix,
lifestyle.
lifestyle. A lot of things. You are neglecting your food, you are neglecting your exercise, you are neglecting your sleep, you are overly stressed, you are not managing it. Let's do all this persistently for a few months. Come back to me. There is a fair chance that things will fall in place by then.
By just taking care of small things.
Taking
right?
care of
Yeah.
small things with big
Impact.
big impact, small things with big conclusions, small things with big results. So these. It's like, for example, food. Food is a small piece of information that we are putting inside our body, and it's gonna affect us, our body as well as our mind. So if you are surviving on the junk food, I cannot expect you to have a healthy mindset even,
Yes.
because we have to nurture what we want for ourselves. So definitely.
And how you are maintaining this three triangle, as you said in the beginning, like mind, body, and soul.
For
Yeah.
my patients?
Yes.
For my patients, exactly, because every single time when we are discussing the medication, the lifestyle is the first thing that we discuss.
And that also you tell them to manage and monitor.
Yeah, I print out all those things for them, and everybody leaves my office with a printout of the things how they need to optimize it.
Wow.
And I make it customized for each and every patient.
Oh, wonderful. I
For
think
example,
you are an exceptional, right? Because very few people, doctors do it. And that's how you get recurring and smile.
Actually, everybody has their own practice. I have a huge respect for everybody. I do things in my way. So in my way is like, if you are sitting here and we did some blood tests and these are your results and I'm telling you to improve those results, I will make a customized diet, customized lifestyle advice based on your numbers. So, and also from your history, you told me these A, B, C, I'm neglecting. So I will be putting more emphasis on that. And then, because this is some strategy which I believe is going to have more positive outcome at the end of the day for the betterment of the patients.
And also maintaining the patient-doctor journey a long run.
Yeah.
Right? Sustainable.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. And I think it's a lot of experience and live examples how you have taken care. And that shows the extra mile that you go. And before we conclude all our medical system, doctor-patient relationship, I have a last concluding question. Who is Dr. Maria beyond Dr. Maria?
So I love who I am as a doctor, but I don't let it define the whole Maria. So I'm somebody, I really, of course, being a doctor has a huge impact on me as a person as well. Like, we start noticing small things, we care about little things, we look deeper into the things than a common person who is not from this profession. But at the same time, I, as a person, I try to preserve the essence. I came from a small village in Pakistan. My family, my parents lived in another city, but I was accompanying my grandmother in the village. And I didn't start school until the 5th grade.
Okay.
So I was living with my grandparents. I was not studying in any school, and the whole day I was roaming through the fields. And I have done all the things like picking cotton and making sugar from sugar cane. So I was part and parcel of each and every of those experiences. So, and till date, I feel like that part was the best part of my life. Because even if I compare myself with my brothers, we are different people. Because they were never exposed to this.
Such simple things in life,
yeah,
right?
They were not exposed to that. And that is something I truly believe keeps me grounded every single day. Till date, I am never impressed by money. You cannot impress me by money. And it's not like I'm different than other people or I'm better than other people. It's just that I'm very deeply rooted in the things that matter.
Yes, and your upbringing, that is differentiating you. And as you said, those are the early years and it has been inbuilt in you as a personality.
Yes. So it was a very simple life, but at the same time, what it taught me was you don't need a lot of things to be happy.
Absolutely, and that makes a difference, right? The example that you're giving, making sugar out of sugarcane and staying with the grandparents, actually give us that opportunity to get more closer to the simple things, but beautiful things.
Beautiful things. So till date, it's the happiest part of my life, and it will always be. And what it has given me, that's what defined Maria. And I love this quote from Dead Poets Society that medicine, law, accounting, and business, these are all noble pursuits and they are essential for survival. But music, beauty, love, romance, poetry, these are the things that make the life worth living. And that's who I am, a doctor, and my deep love for arts. So this is something that defines
So
me.
you love art also?
I paint. I used to write poetry. I am a big fan of music. I read a lot. So these are my softer sides. And I think it affects all the things, all the aspects as a person as well as a doctor as well.
I think all the soft skills is making you a differentiator.
Okay.
Yeah. Before you leave, your last message to our audience?
My last message to my audience is that human body whispers before it screams. So don't always pay attention to your body. Don't dismiss the early warning signs. Let it be of physical health or mental burnout. Because what you do today, what decision you make today is going to define how your life would be in 10 years. Take charge of your health. Stay safe, stay informed, stay healthy.
Thank you so much. And I think this was a gamut of information and wisdom, rather, we received from you. And as you rightly said, your body whispers before it screams, and we are too busy
To notice that.
And today we have noticed so much about you and the noble profession that you are going through and the simple steps that makes a doctor exceptional.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and you are doing a wonderful job, and we are proud of you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me here as well.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for our club.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If this story moved you, don't just scroll. Share it, start a conversation, and subscribe to be part of something that redefines what it means to grow. And if you have an inspiring story, please get in contact with her team, info@reengineeringclub.com.